Hack and slash games are evolving with a stronger focus on brutal, high-impact combat. Upcoming titles are pushing faster attack chains, heavier weapons, and more aggressive enemy encounters that demand precision and timing. Let's get into it.
Go die! Die!
Stupid Never Dies is a single-player 3D action RPG where you control Davy, a low-ranking zombie fighting through a monster-filled dungeon to revive a frozen human named Julia. Combat involves defeating enemies, consuming their cores to gain abilities, and switching between different combat styles. A body modification system lets you equip weapons and implants on different limbs, while a special power boosts stats during fights. Enemies vary in behavior, including elites and large bosses.
To get hers back. Oh wait, I'm already dead.
The only way to revive her is to dive into the dungeon, eat KOM, and seize the over-technology. You should start heading back. There is a special kind of miasma that drifts within the dungeon. Therefore, there is a time limit to your activities. Return to the dungeon. It should reduce the time required to rejuvenate. The speed of your growth will increase with each trip to the dungeon. One thing is for certain. Once the power in the cold storage goes off, your girl is a goner.
Can you tell me this now?
Phantom Blade Zero is based on Rembrandt, an indie game I made all by myself in like...
Phantom Blade Zero is an action RPG where you play as Soul, a warrior with 66 days to live after being framed for his master's death. Combat centers on fast melee fighting, using over 30 weapons and customizable phantom edges that change techniques and playstyle. Defeating enemies grants their weapons and skills, expanding combat options. The game features martial arts-inspired combat mixed with mechanical elements, along with a story built around assassins, conspiracies, and shifting alliances.
Chinese culture and Chinese wuxia cultures with those cool elements from modern entertainment industry, such as steampunk, folklore, and also cosmic horror and such. In doing this, we're going to create something both authentic as well as universal. Our hero's soul was heavily wounded in the heart, so he has only 66 days left to live. With this very limited time, he has to find a way to save himself, as well as finishing his revenge. But on the way, he found out there is some darkness that may destroy the world, and then he changed his priority from saving himself to save the world. But I would say it's neither Souls-like nor hack and slash. We would love to create something in between, something with both the explorations and also fast-paced combat. Some players want accessibilities while the others want challenges. So we will have different difficulty options for both of them, and we want to make each difficulty options unique. A very good thing for PC gamers is they have different ways to experience the game. I think RTX and DLSS 4 are the main features that enhance our game a lot. As a small team, these technologies can get us a top level of graphics. The rain is one of our core environmental features. So having a convincing presentation of anything in the rain is important. And also we have a lot of surrealism scenes that needs to be done in a very unique way. So we count on ray tracing system for this. It's difficult to maintain the frame rate while you have a top-notch graphic. So DLSS 4 and other NVIDIA technologies support us to get a stable frame rate while getting the best graphic.
You're the villain, and I'll be the one!
who beheads you!
Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba, the HINOKAMI Chronicles, is a 3D action fighting game that recreates events from the anime through Tanjiro Kamado's story. Players fight demons using character-specific abilities and techniques shown with detailed visual effects. The game includes a story mode covering key arcs and a versus mode with a roster of over 20 characters. Battles focus on fast-paced attacks, special moves, and one-on-one combat both offline and online.
This sword for me.
Atone for your sins with your life!
Sabito entrusted you with something precious.
Tanjiro Kamada, I've been waiting for you for quite some time.
If you've got a death wish, I'd be more than happy to grant it. From now on, I too will help you, however I can.
LOULAN the Cursed Sand is an action RPG set along the ancient Silk Road where you control a skeletal warrior known as the Cursed Sand searching for a lost princess. Gameplay features a top-down perspective with melee combat against groups of enemies and powerful bosses. Players can switch between bone and sand forms, each offering different combat styles and interactions. Sand-based abilities are used for both fighting and solving environmental puzzles across varied locations. Time Takers is a third-person 3v3 survival shooter, where time acts as health, currency, and a core gameplay resource. Players choose a traveler, build a loadout, and collect time energy during matches to upgrade abilities or extend survival. Teams can share time to support each other, adding a layer of coordination. Matches progress through phases that increase pressure and reduce resources, while flexible builds allow players to adjust playstyles during combat.
Hello. Hi. How you doing? I'm fine. I'm a boss. Get it right. If you don't think, say hi.
We were promised to fix our past. I guess that's what we're here to do.
What it going with no FES like that? What you see? Oh, you like that? Like down, she ain't like that. Body weight, face too, yeah, you like that. Oh, you like that? Yeah, you like that. Oh, you like that? Yes, like that. 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 Yes, like that.
Control Resonant is an action RPG set in a distorted version of Manhattan where you control Dylan Faden during a supernatural crisis. Gameplay combines melee combat with a shape-shifting weapon that changes form for different attacks, along with abilities that manipulate the environment and gravity. Players develop powers through a progression system while fighting varied enemies influenced by paranormal forces. Encounters include shifting environments, puzzle elements tied to altered physics, and combat that adapts to changing conditions.
The creative director of Control Resonant, the game-changing sequel to Control. What you are seeing here is an early mission captured from our in-development build. We play as LOULAN Faden, our supernaturally gifted hero, in a version of Manhattan like you haven't seen before. We recently acquired Shift, an ability that empowers LOULAN to seamlessly move through gravity anomalies and adapt to the world around him. Here we are showcasing a set of different forms of LOULAN's main weapon, the Aberrant, can take, and his supernatural abilities. There are a lot of different ones you can discover to suit your playstyle. While in combat, we encourage you to play aggressively, balancing between melee attacks and abilities.
Any updates for me?
Kind of. You'll know it when you hear it. Just try to stay alive out there, okay?
Almost there, Zoe. What the hell is that thing? I think I hear something. I know where the Resonant is, Zoe. I'll call you back.
Resonants are the dominant threat in what's our most ambitious game to date. And we can't wait to share it with you later in 2026.
Project Windless is a single-player action RPG where players control a recon warrior in a dark fantasy setting based on a Korean novel series. Gameplay involves moving through a large open environment with minimal guidance, forming alliances, and taking part in large-scale battles featuring thousands of AI units. Combat is skill-based and focused on direct engagement, while different races such as Takabi, humans, and Naga influence encounters and interactions.
This world was never yours to keep. How dare you stand in the way of purity, little king?
Morbid Metal is a fast-paced action roguelite where players fight through levels filled with machines and bosses using combo-based combat. A key mechanic allows switching between multiple characters in real time, each with unique moves and abilities that can be chained together. Progression involves collecting upgrades during runs, while death resets progress but keeps some improvements. Combat includes aerial combos and fast movement, with each run offering different builds and encounters. LIUYINS World is a 3D action RPG set in a cyber fantasy setting where an AI has altered life by merging flesh, souls, and machines. Gameplay uses interconnected level design with multiple paths and endings. Combat rewards aggressive play with mechanics like blocking, dodging, and countering, supported by martial arts and passive skills. Players collect weapons, soul firearms, and cloaks from enemies and areas, with gear affecting playstyle and progression across different zones. Evil Bane is an action RPG designed for solo play or 4-player co-op, where players build a custom warrior using a mix of ranged and melee weapons. Combat allows switching between weapon types during fights, supported by skill customization for different situations. Missions include coordinated boss battles and objective-based encounters that require teamwork. Progression is tied to improving abilities and adapting strategies, with player choices and group coordination affecting how each encounter is handled.
With the power granted to us, we'll avenge our comrades and reclaim the kingdom! We'll hold the line until you foul creatures are raised from this world.
Seoul Shogunate is an action RPG set in a futuristic lunar society where players control Yuzuki, a ronin seeking revenge. Combat combines melee and ranged attacks using tech-enhanced weapons, along with elemental effects and customizable abilities through gene upgrades. Movement uses jetpacks and grapple cables to navigate changing gravity. Encounters include multi-phase boss fights and varied enemies, while progression involves improving gear, skills, and combat options across different areas.
そして正義私を打ち砕こうとした意志は決意の刃を研ぎ澄ませたに過ぎない。因縁の大事が叶う時、この空が赤く染まろう。無残なに叫んで汚れた膝を抱えてる。それでもそんな今日は手にしたくないから行かなきゃやらなきゃしわくちゃの顔のままで生きるよ。あなたがいないこんな世界を愛せるようにくだらない
Silver Palace is a free-to-play action RPG set in a Gothic Victorian city where players take on the role of a detective solving cases while engaging in combat. Gameplay combines real-time character switching with QTE-based attacks and cinematic executions during fights. Movement includes riding a mechanical horse, aerial travel, and grappling across the city. Investigation mechanics involve collecting clues and using a deduction system, while combat and story events are shaped by faction conflicts and ongoing mysteries.
Explosion? There's no bombs here. Only flour and a torch gun.
Life has not been kind to me. Death, on the other.
The striped one is very smart, but that grumpy royal blue looks just like you.
Let's cut to the chase before you are silenced for good.
I came up with plenty of names for our duo. Which do you prefer? Red and black, the raven and the rose, or a study in scarlet?
Who are you exactly?
I am plenty of things. A dancer, a Florian superstar, a purveyor of intel. But my favorite name is the Red Rose. You've been staring for a while. I hope you're satisfied.
As I suspected.
An opening.
Super Duper Ultra Crescent Boomerang! Flamethrower ready!
Beg me for mercy!
Stop! Want some more, do ya?
Now it's my shift.
You'll never miss if you get close enough.
I'll take care of this. It's all in vain.
Puny detective.
Tides of Annihilation is an action-adventure game set in a ruined version of London, where players control Gwendolyn during an otherworldly invasion. Combat involves fighting large groups of enemies alongside spectral knights, each with unique abilities that can be combined for different strategies. The game includes battles against massive enemies that can be climbed and fought in stages. Progression involves uncovering story elements while navigating distorted environments shaped by the invasion. ZOOPUNK is a 3D action RPG set in a dieselpunk war setting where animal characters fight a mechanical empire during a large-scale conflict. Gameplay features fast melee combat with combos, dodging, and aerial attacks, along with the ability to switch between multiple characters with different roles. It supports online co-op for up to 4 players with progression systems for upgrades, gear, and customization that affect combat and team composition.
But I got it.
You really fixing to gamble with it?
1 for 5, it's worth a shot.
Are you worried something might go wrong?
Wrong? I'm counting on it. It's mine now. Finish him. Give it back!
Walked right in himself, huh?
It's all yours now, boss.
Good work. Now with this, even the Machine Legion doesn't stand a chance against me.
What?
Huh?
I'm the Papa!
Right on time! Miss me?
Gotta hand it to you this time, Ray.
If Tron hadn't planned ahead and sent us as backup, you'd be done for.
Mission done? Let me take a look.
All accounted for. What's next?
It's time to save Torch City.
ARMATUS is a third-person roguelite shooter set in a ruined Paris overrun by demons, where players control a supernatural warrior using firearms and celestial powers. Gameplay revolves around repeated runs, combining ranged weapons with abilities that evolve during each attempt. Death resets progress while keeping knowledge for future runs. Players build different combat setups using guns and passive upgrades, facing increasingly difficult enemies across changing areas as they push further each time.